So in this video, we're going to be speaking about Richie James and why I think he's a problem when it comes to being on the Kansas City Chiefs. Now, when I say he's a problem, I don't mean he's a bad problem. What I'm trying to say is that Richie James is a very good player for the Kansas City Chiefs. And I do think that he could be a hidden gem for them easily. And the reason why I think he could be a hidden gem for them, because you've seen what he did when he came in preseason. He looked pretty well. And then even before that, he had a lot of great plays on the Giants. He did pretty well in the 49ers, and he's showing flashes that he can have big games. So I expect him to have some pretty big games this season, especially with Patrick Mahomes. And I just want to see more out of Richie, because he was very impressive, had some very good catches. That touchdown pass was a fantastic catch. And it just goes to show you how versatile this wide receiver core is this year. So bearing any injury, I do think that this is the most wide receiver core with potential we've had ever, right? I think this wide receiver core has a lot of potential. And if they could all just come along and play up to that potential and them expectations, then we may be looking at a very good wide receiver core this season for the Kansas City Chiefs. And I love Richie James' shiftiness. I love his versatility. I think he could work in the kick return game, punt return. Just a small, shifty, fast wide receiver with reliable, I'm not going to say reliable hands, but he's reliable because he knows how to get open and he could create separation. And that's what the Kansas City Chiefs needed a lot last season. So I feel like bringing in Richie James is definitely helping out and bringing another element to this team. And I don't think he's the McCoy replacement. I think he's better. I would say Nico Remigio could be the McCoy replacement. If Justin Watson could get cut off this team. Justin Rose has had a leg injury in training camp, but I don't think it's that serious. I don't think it's that major. But yeah, Richie James is definitely looking like a threat. And these are the videos I'm just going to be bringing to y'all. I made a Justin Rose vid the other day. I made a Nico Remigio vid. And now I'm coming at y'all with a Richie James video. So hopefully y'all show this video some love because this dude is actually talented. And I did want to put all the Chiefs fans on notice about him. But now we're going to be touching on what he did in his previous seasons. 506. So last season, Richie James had 569 yards or 4 touchdowns and 57 receptions. The year before that, 23 receptions, 394 yards and 1 touchdown. Both years before that, 100. So Richie James has been getting better every single year, if you're not realizing. He's improved in some type of way every single year. So I think that he's going to improve again this year, and he's most definitely going to have at least 700 yards. He had a 71.6 PFF grade. That's not bad at all. I like what he does. I like him as a player, just in general. I like his talent. He's been doing very good in training camp. He's been doing very good in preseason. It says Richie James is named the NFL's most reliable pass catcher of 2022. That's crazy. That's definitely crazy. But there's obviously stats to back that up. Like, he's posted a season-long catch rate of 81.4%, and he had an expected catch rate of 70.4%. And that means he had CROE of plus 11% on the season, catching over 11% more passes than expected, given all the different variables that come into play. James set career highs in receptions, 57, receiving yards, 569, and receiving touchdowns in 4. Of his 70 targets last season, only 13 of them resulted in an incomplete pass. So him being on Kansas City, I feel like a lot of people was overlooking the type of impact that he can make in Kansas City, especially with Patrick Mahomes being such a good quarterback and being able to set his players up, put them in the right spot to go make a play. It'll be perfect for Richie James. And the reason why I say it's perfect for him is because we obviously know that Andy Reid's system is very good for certain wide receivers. And I feel like Richie James is just a perfect scheme fit. And we know that Brett Veach likes getting his talent based off scheme fits. So he's seen that Richie James was a very great scheme fit. So he went out there, he gave him a nice little contract, and now Richie James is playing for the Kansas City Chiefs, and he reunites with his friend Kadarius Toney, and that's another good thing. He has a lot of motivation here, Super Bowl champion, so he's going to be playing good, man. He's going to fit into the Kansas City Chiefs lifestyle, and he's going to be ready. Throughout this whole game, it was just a lot of plays being made. A little comeback right there by Ross. He takes it down. I like that little comeback. You see how he just broke the contact and kept going. So that preseason game was a good preview. Now we waiting to Saturday to see the Cardinals. Then Ross, he goes in for the touchdown. Same drive, I believe. Then you got Rasheed Rice going crazy, breaking out for, big yardage right there. I like that. Very physical. Can make a lot of people miss. Then you have Richie James, who we talking about in this video. Look at that good catch. Even though it was an underthrown ball, he still concentrated and caught it through the traffic. And then the same exact play, he could have went to Ross, but he goes to Richie because Richie's wide open, and that's an easy TD with the great concentration to come down. So this team is just very good, and I feel like all their wide receivers have potential, and they could be a very elite wide receiver core if they just keep it up. They keep the chemistry going, and they just keep, balling out every day, keep practicing good. It's a lot of young talent on this roster, and that's just a good sign for Kansas City because when everybody went down the Bengals game, MVS stepped up, and it's always going to need somebody to step up. And I do think that now this year it's going to be a lot more different people that could step up. And don't let that Justin Ross injury concern you. It was a minor leg injury, so everything will be fine with Ross. He'll be right back. He might even play on Saturday. Who knows? So don't let that concern y'all. But it is true that the Kansas City Chiefs wide receiver core is beautiful. It's a very good wide receiver core. And Richie James is definitely standing out to me right now. And that's why I'm calling him the problem child. I think he's going to create problems for defenses mixed with Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes. And fans have been overlooking him. Fans definitely have been overlooking him. But if you look at Richie, he's proven on the Giants that he could be a solid player. And I expect anybody to do better on the Chiefs than they did on the Giants. Kadarius Toney, for example, and Richie James, he's not really, I guess he's had injury problems, but you can't really call him prone. I don't think he's prone. Like, this is not a dude I'm worried about getting injured this year. So I'm ready to see what he does. He's young, so he has a lot of time left to play with the team. And I'm excited to see what's next for the Chiefs. I'm excited to see what's next for this wide receiver core. I just want to skip to the season already, but we're getting closer and closer. We're in preseason. September isn't that far away, so we are getting closer and closer. And I can't wait to see what happens and what's next for this team. And it's going to be very fun. And not only, he can also throw. Like, that's absolutely crazy. But if you enjoyed this video, it's been your boy Chiefs Priority. And I'm out. Peace.